Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack to flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew? It's your boy DJ Nico, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
Back on the channel, man. We got 5 most brutal killers reacted to a death sentence. Now, I know some of y'all might be new around here, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, put it out there. Everybody got their personal opinions. Me, I'm just a person who don't believe in a death sentence. I am not the one who say whether someone who should live or die. That at the end of the day, if you put somebody on sentence someone to death, you're taking somebody's life. So in return, you as well are a killer. That's how I look at it. Everybody might look at it differently.
Everybody entitled to their own opinion.
You know what I'm saying? But who am I to say I am human? I cannot say whether that's not, thou shalt not judge. I live by it. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's why how I get out of this.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about. Hey, man, so with that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want the first part. You got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
liking it with a thumbs up.
that's all we ask. You want to give your spiel on?
I ain't got no spiel to give. I agree with you. I don't necessarily believe in it, but it's probably for other reasons. Well, I mean, that reason plus mine is just because we done heard so many stories about people that have been on death row, and then years and years later, y'all come back and be like, "Oh, sorry, y'all were actually innocent. We got it wrong," and y'all exonerate them and all this other stuff.
That joint
and I just be like,
with the Mr.
I don't really mess with that.
We did.
Yeah.
And that guy, they tried to y'all convicted him and said that he killed his wife and child. Yeah. Then kind of find out, I forgot how many years later, that his mentor was the one who did it. Yeah. And y'all hung him and he just life gone. Yeah. So he was 100% innocent.
But like I said, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So
he didn't even know what had happened to his family. So
yeah.
Hey, with that being said, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what this is about, man. Let's go. Shout out to Courtroom.
This is Michael Brady, who attempted a prison escape that resulted in the death of 4 prison workers at Pasquotank Correctional Institution in North Carolina.
I stabbed him like 4 to 8 times. I hit Jeffrey Howe until he stopped moving. I don't know how many times I hit him with a hammer.
Brady was facing 24 years in prison for an attempted murder conviction after he shot at a North Carolina state trooper. And
he wanted them joints. Why? He wanted them joints that need to be at the Supermax. You know what I'm saying? Where they really.
And he got this little smirk on his face, like, "Yeah, I did it. I'll do it again."
Because like he looked like he a trustee. He shouldn't even be. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. So certain people, like, while they in there, I don't think they should have much freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Years into his sentence, Brady and 3 other inmates brutally murdered 4 prison workers with hammers and scissors.
That man, Michael Brady, beat that man, George Midget, like he was trying to bust concrete.
Brady then tried to hop a fence, but then was captured at gunpoint.
It was like a bloodbath, and I stepped in between Jeffrey and Wendy, and I slid trying to get in because the whole elevator floor was nothing but blood.
During the trial, the prosecutors argued that Brady was the one who planned the attack and had no remorse for the killings.
We know who originated the plan. We know who led the plan.
After Brady is found guilty, he now takes the stand at his sentencing.
I'm up here to tell the truth. You can ask me anything you want. I'm gonna tell the truth. Whether it hurts me, whether it helps me. I don't care about that.
You don't believe you're crazy, do you?
No, I don't think I'm crazy, no.
And you do know the difference between right and wrong?
Yes.
So you know murder is wrong?
Murder is a different name for a death, but yes.
Your freedom meant more than their lives.
Yes.
And now the judge reads out the jury's recommendation.
The jury unanimously recommending that the defendant be sentenced to death.
Brady seems completely emotionless, and the judge later agrees on the death penalty, where he now sits locked up in Colorado, awaiting his death sentence.
I don't think he thought he was going to get that, though. That's the reason why he was so comfortable. I think he just thought he was gonna get more years, added good life in prison, and because he probably thought I'm gonna try to escape again, but.
But with this situation, it just makes me mad because I'm like, you did all of that just to get caught.
You didn't even get nowhere.
You didn't get nowhere. You didn't even get off the premises. Like, you didn't get anywhere, and these people life gone.
But I know a lot of people gonna be like, life for a life. But who are you, bro? Like, at the end of the day, because that's a whole conversation for another day.
This is Austin Myers and Timothy Mosley. They were both convicted of murdering 18-year-old Justin Back in Waynesville, Ohio. The two men, Myers and Mosley, went to Back's house in an attempt to rob a safe that belonged to his father. During the robbery, Back was strangled with a choke wire.
The idea of strangling them, that way it would create no mess, pretty much be an easier job to handle. Obviously, Justin was trying to put up a fight, and he wasn't overpowering us.
Justin Back was then stabbed 21 times until he died.
Justin was trying to ask us why. He was pleading to stop and pretty much begging for his life.
On trial, Mosley testified against Myers to obtain a plea bargain, where he pled guilty and was sentenced to life in prison. Finally, for Myers, he takes the stand in front of the jury, asking them to spare his life for his family in hopes of avoiding the death sentence.
If you choose for me to die, it's only going to cause more pain and suffering for another family, not me. It won't hurt me. I won't feel anything. It's going to hurt more innocent people.
This is now the father of Justin Back speaking.
I'm not going to stand up here and tell you how much I hate you. That is without question. I would just hope that every time you close your eyes at night, you see my son, Justin.
After the jury recommended the death sentence, this is Myers' last chance to plead for his life in front of the judge.
I think there's a lot of good things I can do with my life if you allow me to keep my life.
And the judge doesn't buy it. He hands down the maximum sentence.
The defendant does not understand how precious life is. Therefore, the sentence of death shall be imposed upon Austin Gregory Myers on the charge of aggravated murder.
Nothing but a slight nod. At just 19 years old, this made Myers the youngest Ohio individual to be put on death row. He is currently awaiting his execution at Chillicothe Correctional Institution.
At 19, bro, your life is gone, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, but that's the card. That's the hand you kind of dealt, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think that's why I be kind of like on the fence when it comes to
like the death penalty.
Yeah,
I didn't know you was on the fence.
I know we've had this conversation. Like, I'm like on the fence. I'm not like, because I don't have hatred in like I just don't feel like to be like, oh, I wish that on you. But also, the only reason that I'm opposed to it is because what I stated in the beginning. That
also, I look at it like this as far as faith-wise. If you believe whatever you might believe in, everybody don't have faith. But as far as me, I believe, you know what I'm saying, thou shalt not judge. I'm not.
Like, I never wished a death sentence on someone,
but still, if you sat there on that judge stand, right, mm-hmm. and you give somebody a death date. Mm-hmm. Now you possibly have shortened their life. You know what I'm saying? Lifespan. So you have just told them, hey, because of me, you're going to die. Yeah. So it's still in the sense of you're murdered. Not like you physically murder somebody, but you still in your... Because you have the hand at that time...
You assigned the date of their death.
Of like you hold... Those just hold your life and death in their hands. Yeah. So now you kind of playing... And
when I say that I'm in the middle or whatever, I don't wish death on anybody or wish anyone gets a death sentence. But when they've done like gruesome crimes, they've done gruesome crimes, I'll be like, okay, I get it. I'm just not that person to be like, oh, I'm like head on for the death sentence or whatever. I'm not that type of person. But when they sentence, it's nothing I can do. When they sentence them, I understand. I'm just like, and that's what I have no say in it. Yeah, and that's what I mean when I be like, I'm like in the middle with it. I'm like, once it's dealt, once that card is dealt, I'm like, I understand, but also I just like you said, once the card is dealt, I'll just be like, on the other hand, I'm like, hey, but the crime you did was very gruesome. Yeah, bro. So I just be like, I get it, but I still won't wish it on nobody. Yeah. But that's how I am. I'm like, after they sentence to death, I'll be like, bro, but you brought that onto yourself too. So I'm like, so that's what I mean when I'm like, I'm just saying I can never be one
a judge up there and say, "Hey,
hey
your life or death is now in my hand." I can't go in that route.
I feel you.
Was destroyed by this, and it was just for nothing. I mean, there was no money in the safe. There was nothing in there. They did this for basically nothing.
This is Nico Jenkins, who was convicted on 4 counts of murder when he went on a killing spree in the span of 10 days in Omaha, Nebraska. At 15 years old, Jenkins was sent to a youth correctional facility and served a 10-year sentence in prison for carjacking and assault. A month after his release, Jenkins shot and killed 2 individuals in a robbery. 8 days later, his next victim was a former inmate he originally met in prison. He was shot and killed in his own garage. 2 days after that, Jenkins killed his 4th victim in a carjacking. Jenkins was arrested for unrelated charges, but it was here that cops were able to pin the ammo used in one of the killings to Jenkins.
Do you not realize I got Nico Jenkins? Do you not realize that? I got Nico Jenkins. I got you.
What do you mean you got me?
I got your DNA at the murder scene. I got your DNA in the car.
Sir.
I got the weapon. I got Nico Jenkins.
Jenkins pleaded no contest to 4 counts of first-degree murder. He also waived his right to a jury trial, meaning a 3-judge panel will decide if he is innocent or guilty.
Each one of these murders was a deliberate and planned act. The victims were pre-selected and the murders were purposeful.
After Jenkins is found guilty of all 4 murders, he sits still with a little movement. And now comes his sentence.
Therefore, this panel finds that the death penalty is appropriate, should be, and is hereby given for each of the 4 murders by the defendant.
As Jenkins is sentenced to death, he seems to be completely unfazed. He is currently incarcerated at the Nebraska State Penitentiary awaiting his death sentence.
I ain't gonna say he was unfazed because that motion and stuff, that's like, damn, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those, like, you felt that, you know?
Like, first of all, I'm trying to figure out why they let him wear these sunglasses in the courtroom.
It could be because of visions.
I mean, yeah, but no, I was just like, honey, he came in too, like relaxed.
He real cocky, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's what he came, very cocky.
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
That man, something wrong with him, bro.
This is Martez Abram, who was convicted on 2 counts of murder for the killings of 2 Walmart employees in South Haven, Mississippi. Abram had worked at the Walmart but was faced with a suspension after he apparently had a knife on him in the store. The day he was suspended, he returned to the store with multiple weapons and opened fire, killing store managers Anthony Brown and Brandon Gales.
He was laying on the ground with his eyes open, and I ran up to him and I looked at him. I said, Anthony, honey, please say KC one more time.
He also shot an officer who survived due to his bulletproof vest.
Once I got out of my vehicle, I heard gunshots and I felt the pressure of the bullet hit my back.
He was arrested on site. Now in court, Abram admits to all crimes.
That's you, isn't it, sir?
Yes.
Look at it, please, sir.
Yes.
Mr. Gale is on the floor going down at this point, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay, and that's you shooting him, right?
Yes.
Look at the screen, sir.
Yes.
That's you shooting him?
Yes.
Can you admit that you shot him in cold blood?
Yes.
You shot him again, didn't you?
Yes.
After that, you went back to the toilet paper aisle, didn't you?
Yes.
This is one of the victim's wife delivering a victim impact statement.
You took Anthony from me on the exact day 20 years earlier that we had our first date.
And now this is when the judge will decide Abram's fate.
In count 1, I will sentence you to death. Count 2, you will be sentenced to death. In count 3, you will be sentenced to life in the penitentiary.
As Abram hears that he will be receiving the death penalty, he stands silently, where he now sits on death row awaiting his execution.
What?
Oh, what you about to say?
No, go.
You about to say you remember this?
No, it happened in the Haven, but I don't remember the
Yeah,
I don't
for some
remember
reason,
this.
I don't remember this.
You know what I'm saying? FYI, South Haven ain't that far from where really ain't that far from where I'm from.
It's closer.
Closer to me, where I'm from. But I never heard of that case. Maybe it happened while I've been up here. Never know.
I can't remember the years. So
Yeah. He didn't say a year. So
he did?
I was looking for a year. He never said a year.
Yeah.
Because that would have helped me. But because so much crime happened back that way.
Yeah.
So I like.
Yeah,
I'm like, which one?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when he was on the stand, I'm like, is he trying to act, or is this really him?
Right.
And that's another reason why I'm like, with a lot of people who do gruesome crimes, I'm like, do we try to understand or try to figure out the mindset of these individuals?
Like, what state of mind are they like?
No, just try to understand them because
okay.
maybe it can help us kind of further down the line of is preventing other things.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe we can start, like, if we study their brains, study the way they act, and really study them as an individual, maybe we can start learning signs way ahead of time, do some real research.
Yeah.
Because, like, with Dahmer, I wish, I didn't understand how they would have, but with them wanting to experiment with the brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, possibly by y'all being able to do some type of research, maybe it could have gave us information of
Some
why
type of
he
insight.
did what he did, because we still don't understand it to this day. But maybe having some kind of counseling session and being able to see what's a deep root cause that could have triggered these events to happen. But I'm like, him understand the way he's acting, I'm like, either he's trying to plead insanity and he's trying to act crazy and act like something's wrong with him, or he's really insane, or something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to work and see what's up with his mental, because maybe that'll give us more understanding to kind of reduce crimes in the future. That's what I mean.
This is Marqueeth Lloyd, who is convicted of murdering a police officer in Orlando, Florida.
I'm raised in a relationship, but somehow I have absolutely don't know nothing about. And they framed me.
Lloyd was already on the run from the police after he killed his former girlfriend, who was pregnant with his child. A month later, Lloyd is spotted in a Walmart. You can see him walking in. Moments later, Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton pulls in. You can see her grab a cart and walk in. Reportedly, they cross paths every few minutes. Outside the store, Lieutenant Clayton was notified, and she tried to stop and arrest Lloyd when a shootout begun. Lieutenant Clayton was killed during the interaction, being shot 4 times. Following the murder, Lloyd took off again, which led to a 9-day manhunt, where he was later found. During the arrest, he tried to escape, where he lost his left eye in the altercation. Here in court, Lloyd took the stand. Reportedly, he believed everyone was out to kill him.
And I was just reacting, Mary. I was just reacting. Even when they opened the door, I just reacted. I fired 2 shots, I just reacted.
The jury then found him guilty.
It really hurts deep down inside.
This is Lieutenant Clayton's sister giving a victim impact statement.
She stood in the place as my mother when I didn't have one. I truly miss my sister. I truly miss her.
And this is the moment that Lloyd hears that the jury unanimously recommends the death sentence.
We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Marqueeth Lloyd, should be sentenced to death.
Lloyd seems to mouth something out to the public. A few moments later, Lloyd has an outburst.
You've been trying to kill me. People try to bring me for murder.
All right, why don't we remove Mr. Lloyd from the courtroom?
The judge later agreed with the jury and sent Lloyd to death, where he now sits behind bars waiting for his death sentence.
That fool crazy. That was a crazy individual.
You be hearing about all the cases, honey. Because I don't know. His name sound familiar, but I think his name sound familiar.
He was a big move.
Yeah, but...
No, I know about that case, though.
That's crazy, though.
Bruh, I don't know what to say. It's just like...
And that goes back to like what I was saying. Like, once those... Like, you done did the crime. Very, heartless. A lot of people gruesome, heartless, cold. Like, once you've done that and and that card is dealt as far as like they sentence you, I'm like, okay. I mean, that's what you picked that. Yeah. Like, you picked that. Like, there's a possibility. You go and take somebody's life, there's a possibility of that. But again, I'm just like, it's like still in the back of my head. I'm like, but what about the ones that are,
I just know if I'm
in prison innocent.
I just always know if I'm ever on a jury panel and they ask us to be able to, I'm gonna just be like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't be the one to say, because I'm not gonna let that be on me.
Yeah, I feel you. Most definitely.
So
Most definitely.
You can hate it.
Like, I'm not gonna be the one doing the picking and the judging and the choosing of it. You know, but hey.
To each his own, bro. But honestly, I get and I understand why people, you know what I'm saying, because you like, hey, they took a life, they just and a lot of them took multiple lives, and they deserve. What makes them deserve to live, but what makes you in the right to say whether they should live or die?
Right.
And that's the thing that be like hard for me, because I'm just like, who I am as an individual, what I believe in, I can't necessarily.
Right.
And no one should be able to try to condemn somebody for how they feel, how they believe. Yeah. But I know a lot of people going to be like, man, you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? But as any individual, you have the right to believe how you believe. You have the right to feel the way you feel. Yeah. And I'm just expressing my opinion. And I'm just like, hey.
Respect other people's opinions and beliefs, and that'll be that.
But man, make sure y'all spam us up. Let us know y'all thoughts and opinions about it in the comment section down below. These crimes, every last crime was gruesome, bro. Like, I did not think they were gonna be that.
So cold, so heartless.
Yeah, every individual was very cold and heartless, and really just had no remorse.
Yeah, I was just, I was like, that's with all of these, there was no remorse. It was just kind of like, yep, I did it. I don't know. That's crazy.
Someone was like, I'd do it again if I had to. Like the last guy, he was one of those, I'd do it again if I had to. The first guy that tried to escape prison, he was like, I'd do it again if I had to. Yeah. The one in the South Haven, I don't know, because it was hard to read him. Yeah. He looked like he was traumatized even to replay what happened. So I don't know.
And again, it could be one of things, an act. Or it could be, you know, but only the people that actually would know him will know if that's how he is on a daily. So, I don't know.
But, again, man, y'all let us know how y'all feel, man. But, as always, I do go by the name DJ Nico Jenkins. This is We are
go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money low, get my team strong. Get me run away from my problems.